Hey guys, welcome to the show. I'm Manny.
I'm Darren.
And here are the goods after 2 weeks.
It's become a thing now. It's definitely become a thing.
We're trying our best to be consistent.
Yes,
we're trying our best.
This week was my fault because I'm behind on some editing. So if you guys notice a gap in between the videos,
it's all his fault. So we start with the box office, and no surprise here, back-to-back champ. We didn't get a chance to talk about it with the first week, but Venom maintains 35 million, 378 million worldwide.
Okay. I did not see this coming. I really thought that this movie was not going to make a number one to begin with, let alone repeat for a second week. But what is it really up against? It's not going to face anything till next week.
Well, first of all, the PG-13 rating. Do you think it really helped that much?
Everybody panned it about saying like, oh, this movie shouldn't have a PG-13 rating, but they did it because they needed to make sure enough people could come out and come see this movie because they wanted to make sure it was profitable.
So, now you saw it.
Yes, I did see it.
I saw it too. It's pretty much a spin-off from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. That's what I think.
I mean, in a sense. I mean, if he got the suit later, maybe.
So it's kind of a safe bet that from a marketing standpoint, the PG-13 helped.
Yes.
But from a content standpoint, as far as the Venom character itself,
did you really want to see more gore with him eating people?
That would have been cool, I thought.
It would have been cool, but wait till when they get to their Logan. When they get to Venom 3, and they just call it Venom. Wait, they did that already. I'm sorry. They call it Brock. But they just call it Brock. When they call it Brock, then we can see the gore from eating legs and heads and all that stuff.
And Turd in the Winds.
It Turd in the Wind, which he ad-libbed that line, which I heard. That was really weird. That's the line you ad-lib? But it's one of those things where they did enough with the character and the backstory to at least make it familiar. It missed a lot of stuff, but I mean, it's an okay movie. Do you think we'll do it? You don't hate on it? Because the critics hate it. Possibly, but it was good to understand what Tom Hardy was saying this time. All right, so you were talking about competition, and one of the biggest competitions for this movie was A Star Is Born, right?
With Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga, which is pretty much already a lock for Oscar contention for actor, actress, and picture and director, in my opinion.
Can you get an Oscar for a movie that was already done by an Oscar winner?
Absolutely. Why not?
I mean, the content was already Oscar award winning.
It doesn't matter.
So everybody who remakes this movie is going to win an Oscar.
If they get freaking talent like Gaga, because this is pretty much, besides the American Horror Story stuff, this is like her first major film role.
Right.
So, and I hear she's like phenomenal in this movie. So,
I mean, the content was already award winning.
It took second place with 28 million. It's already grossed 135.
That's pretty good for this type of movie.
Exactly. And I was watching an interview with Bradley Cooper, and he was stating how his experiences making American Hustle with David O. Russell and Limitless was pretty much kind of like helped him in the directing, because this is Bradley Cooper's directorial debut, more or less. And also working with Eastwood on on American Sniper, so that kind of helped him in the directing chair. So he actually credited Todd Phillips too from Hangover. So.
Why?
Well, because I mean, Todd Phillips,
this is how you make it. This is how you make a penis joke. This is how you make a poop joke.
This is how you put boobs on Ed Helms.
There you go. So I'm back Roller Girl. So I will always give you props for that.
There you go. Somebody that's not getting props is Ryan Gosling right now, and First Man, because it debuted at 16.5 million.
I wanted to see that movie, and just like the masses, I didn't see it.
And a lot of it people are saying is because of the lack of the scene where Neil Armstrong plants the American flag. And as much as competition as the U.S. was with Russia in this whole thing, for them not to show that, and especially in this time where we're at right now.
I think the story was based on them getting there as opposed to not really. Well, that's a good punctuation to them doing all the trouble getting there.
Right.
To say at least to show that. Or maybe they were trying to make the movie more international. And most people outside of the United States don't care about the United States planting a flag.
Well, right now, I mean, it's really paying the price right now for this. It's not getting the attention that it warrants. But at the same time, from the people that have told me that they've seen it, have said that it's really slow, really boring.
It's a movie about the space program. How fast do you want to?
Hidden Figures was good.
It was around the space program, but it wasn't really about the space program.
All right. Anyway, so
I mean, it wasn't Apollo 13. Yeah.
No.
Like, get Tom Hanks in it.
It wasn't even
Tom Hanks makes a space movie good. Get Tom Hanks.
It wasn't even Gravity good. So number 4 was Goosebumps without Jack Black.
Without Jack. It was Goosebumps 2.8.
Exactly.
2.5.
Well, he shows up at the end, so, but yeah, 16.2 million. From how? Yeah, I just got back from this house with the clock in the wall.
With the clock in the wall.
Yeah.
Back from there.
So 16.2 million. It could have done better, I thought.
Could have done better. Maybe that PG-13 Venom took all the kids away.
Probably. Yeah, you're probably right. And to capitalize even more so on the kid, you brought up, bringing the families and stuff, is Smallfoot closing out number 5 with Taters. Channing Taters.
You hate that movie?
Nah, it was all right. I mean, for a kid movie. I mean,
you don't hate Smallfoot.
You don't hate Smallfoot. 9 million, but it's already grossed 57, so that's pretty freaking good.
Depends on the budget on it. I mean, animation can vary depending on the quality of it. So it could be an expensive movie or it could have been a really cheap movie they made.
Yeah. So next week, finally,
Venom will not be number 1.
Venom will not be number 1 for sure, and that's because Halloween 2018, or Halloween Returns, what it actually should have been called, will open.
Halloween H2018?
H40 actually.
H40? Oh, I was like H2018.
So Halloween next week, projected at $50 million. They're actually projecting $50 to $85 million, which is really high for a horror franchise.
I mean, it's October,
but
it's almost Halloween.
But Stephen King's It last year did freaking way more than that in their weekend. But this is it. Well, this is another. It's not even a remake. This is actually a sequel.
It's a sequel.
It's a direct sequel to 78.
It's been a while since we've had a Halloween film. Thank God.
A good one.
Because you still hate to. But it's been a while since we had a Halloween film, so people are ready to get out there and see it. It's in October, so I mean, if it's gonna make money, this is gonna be the week that it makes money. It got past Venom. They avoided all the money people were making.
True, that's very true.
Everything's gonna go to them now. So.
And then you got the weekend of the 19th, then the weekend of the 26th, and the week of Halloween, and so they got a pretty good amount of time there to be making some money there.
I'm surprised the Saw film hasn't come out yet.
Well, Jason Blumhouse is doing this, which is surprising you say that. He's actually thinking about making this kind of very Saw-like, where it's one every year. I hope they don't do that.
Don't do that. That's a freaking crash grab.
So we're definitely looking forward to that one. Yeah. All right, so another remake that's in the works, or actually is already be coming out in April 2019, is Pet Sematary.
Yes.
We just saw a trailer for this.
Saw a trailer for it.
Now we've
Cemetery.
Kind of late. Kind of late, but let's talk about it.
Right.
Trailer talk.
Yes.
With Pet Sematary.
Pet Sematary. The star of the movie. What's his name?
Jason Clarke.
Is he forever gonna just do horror films? Goodness. Is he forever just gonna do horror films? And I'm just gonna hold her.
Well, he was in Genesis.
Yes.
Your favorite. Mm-hmm. Where he ruined John Connor for me forever.
Yes.
And then kind of redeemed himself with Dawn of the Planet of the Apes a little bit. And now this. Okay, so let's talk about it. It opens with the Creed family, minus Michael B. Jordan, moving into their new home in the countryside, and they show the rig go through to foreshadow some tragedy there.
Why nobody built a gate on this house?
As soon as I see that, gate goes up.
Yeah.
Or you know what, kids, you better play in the backyard.
Yeah.
I don't want to see you near.
Yeah, don't you? We don't even use the front door. Everybody go through the back door from now on.
Exactly. Till I get this damn fence up. Kids, they show a lot of the kids and with the mask and it's like, am I watching Pet Sematary? Am I watching The Purge? What's going on?
Well, they did have a big heavy focus on the kids, and it was something that was hinted before in the original film, but. I mean, there wasn't a big presence. It was really just about the family and the old man and the cat and the kids. So, I mean, I don't know what they're going to do with the kids and playing in the forest this time, especially when it's like, oh, the kids are really scared about being here, but they played there all the time. I don't really get that comment the way they put it in the trailer.
Yeah. And then, you have the bike rider from the accident in the first one.
Right.
Pascal, is that his name?
Sure.
Pascal, I can't remember his name. But anyway, sorry, put it in the comments below because I completely forget. But anyway, so this time it's played by a brother, but it still gives that really spooky, he still continues that spooky presence that the first one did, the first bike rider did. But that ghost was not actually bad. He was actually kind of like a conscious, almost like just to keep them from doing anything bad, which nobody listens to them. But anyway, so
why would white people listen?
So then you got John Lithgow. Yeah. Now he's
forever old crazy white guy.
No, man, for me he's always gonna be Harry and Henderson's John Lithgow.
Really? That's how you gonna remember John?
I love John Lithgow and Harry and the Hendersons. And Ricochet, I'm sorry, I gotta say. I gotta give a shout out on Ricochet.
Maybe. I would take Ricochet over Harry and Henderson.
Yeah, I just like it. Anyway, so he's taking over the role of Judd, left by the late great Fred Gwynne from the Munsters, right? And so he's taking over the role. First of all, I like him so much. I know the character and what's going to happen to him, and I don't want to see it because I like John Lithgow. I like John Lithgow so much. I don't want to see this.
Or maybe they'll get an appearance of Cena will come in and save him.
No, that's all.
Or Will Ferrell. There you go. Will Ferrell will come in and save him.
But I don't. Oh yeah, because he plays his son. Completely went over my head on that one, but. So he's got that role now, and he delivers that line. Sometimes dead is better. Doesn't hit as hard as Fred Gwynne's though.
I mean, overall, I don't know if I really needed this movie.
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
They do show shots of there's a lot of different shots of the kids and all that. There's also a shot of the sister that suffers from the spine disease. So they show her in the chair a little bit there. But other than that. It's a man movie. I
mean, the only thing I was really, really excited about was the little kid that got the starring role.
That's his Gage?
Yeah.
He looks like Nico Hughes.
Oh my God, does he? But I was really excited about that. I was like, oh wow, they cast him. That's a great pick for this movie. But other than that, I didn't need it because I think the original film still holds up. With it, the special effects needed some work. We needed to make it a little bit more scary what it was because the movie was very slow. Not that Pet Sematary moves much faster, but it moves slow, so they needed to speed it up for this type of audience now. Is that something they're going to do with Pet Sematary to make it a little bit more faster, more edgier movie than the original was?
So you bring that up, and that's a dang good point. Now, a while back, we were actually talking about like bad movies getting a do-over, right? Well, you're right. With it, like the special effects on the TV were like really limited because it was made for TV.
Right.
So you got really excited even more.
So Cemetery was a theater release.
Yeah,
they put money in that movie.
They put money in that movie, and the makeup was really good. Yeah. Mary Lambert, directed everybody great. It still holds up, just like you said, to this day.
Yeah.
So. The only thing I like so far about this new remake, is the cat. The way he's staring into the camera, I just freaking love the cat. Church looks awesome in this.
You know what? Are they gonna cat-side this thing?
Hey, that's a good point.
Yeah. Is it gonna tie into it and the rest? Are they gonna keep doing Stephen King remakes and then tie them all together?
If the MCU. The Conjuring universe are doing so well, especially with continuity.
Oh God! Why wouldn't
you have a Stephen King universe? I mean,
there's a precedent for it because it was already done.
The SKCU.
I mean, well, technically, don't we already have it with the Dark
Tower? Yeah, Aspen.
Yes.
So we had a lot of stuff on the Dark Tower that was relative to all of this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they had like Pennywise's carnival thing and all that.
Now, are we really? Would be what the third film in their new Stephen Kingverse?
They are making Dr. Sleep sequel to Shining. You never know. Anyway, so cancel this movie, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean,
it's already been.
If they're doing a shared universe, then the movie has to come out. And I am breaking everything on this set.
Batman is just. Well, something that's already been canceled is Marvel's Iron Fist.
I don't know how I feel about this. At the first season, I was like, yes, cancel the hell out of that crap. The second season, I enjoyed. And then they come cutting the cord like, nah, we're done. You should have done that after the first season. Now you get me to like it. Now you want to cancel it.
Netflix has decided to cancel the Marvel series after 2 seasons. It is the first Marvel series to be canceled out of all of them that are out there right now. Now, this is what you were talking about. The first season was panned for the plot, the acting, the pacing of the movie.
Martial arts.
The fight choreography was horrible.
Martial artist has the worst martial arts.
Yeah.
I never got that, I was like, that's the first thing you should have been working on.
Now, despite all of this negative feedback that it had gotten, they did, like you said, get the second season. Now, the Marvel name, I think, had a lot to do with it, regardless. But I mean, hell, they look what they've done with Agents of Shield. Right. And Agents of Shield went down a long time ago. Anyway.
Yeah, Marvel actually, they would not let ABC cancel that show. That's the reason why it went so long.
So the lead, Finn Jones, was actually part of the problem, they thought, especially with keeping up with the martial arts and all of that stuff, because I guess he just was not talented enough. But they did like him in The Defenders, where he actually played off really well against the other actors. Yeah, Luke Cage and the other actors.
He has a friendship with Luke Cage later on in the comics and stuff like that. So that's what we thought they were pushing towards, to include him. Like, I mean, they did include him in
a cameo. Yeah. So season 2 did improve, just like you said. The Rotten Tomatoes went from 19% to 53%.
Yeah. Story got better, martial arts got better, special effects got better, everything across the board. I mean, even the villain was better.
Now, season 2 ends with a lot of characters, story going in different ways, different story arcs for the characters.
They were going to spin off the girlfriend into the Daughters of the Dragon, and it seemed like what they were going to do, but who knows now, because she even put a thing on Twitter saying, like, saying her goodbyes, like she was done with the character.
Yeah, and then the Finn Jones character goes out overseas or wherever to find out the origin or whatever of the Iron Fist. Yeah. So you have all of these different paths that these characters are taking. So something that you really want to explore in season 3, or pretty much spinning them off. Yeah. Netflix, did they make a mistake?
I think, like I said, they should have canceled it in the first season. But whoever sat back and said, hey, we really screwed this up, we're going to make it better, and making it better, getting all that goodwill, why cancel it now? They jumped the gun on this one. Maybe it's because they really don't have any other plans for his character. Maybe they just thought, like, will be easier if we just cameoed him in other things.
Well, one of the things that they were talking about is possibly it being a decision by Disney, because they're getting Fox to go to the Disney streaming.
It could be.
And releasing it there or spinning it off there. So.
Yeah, but I would think if that was the case, they wouldn't say canceled. They would have just said not being renewed.
So something that is also canceled is Guardians of the Galaxy 3 right now. Well, it's not canceled. It's on hold. They push pause on it.
No, it's Inhuman delayed, where they were like, that movie's not coming out now. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, that's not coming out now.
It's sad that Inhumans, they made such a big deal of releasing an IMAX, and then they didn't do crap after. Well, WB and DC have hired Guardians of the Galaxy director James Gunn to write and possibly direct Suicide Squad 2.
Best thing they could have done.
I agree 100% with you.
Because now everybody their interest will be renewed in that particular movie franchise. Well, not franchise, but that particular movie series. Because Gunn is behind it, as opposed to them just bringing on another director, and we're like, what is he gonna do? If they got somebody with a name who's already had a proven track record with Guardians, being in a cinematic universe, you figure that he knows how to do it. And though we did have that whole Justice League thing.
Well, Justice League, was kind of like, it's dead in the water once Zack Snyder left. And then, I know he had the tragedy in his family and all that, but, it's still, from a movie making standpoint, it completely, derailed it to where when they bring Joss Whedon and he, like, really tries to make it Avengers, and they
tried to make it Avengers.
He really tried, and it just didn't work. And especially when you have not... See, Joss Whedon had already invested so much in these characters in the other movies. Nobody's invested really anything in these characters, so why? Nobody really cared. But anyway, so Disney fired James Gunn after the inappropriate tweets resurfaced after 10 years. That left the future of Guardians of the Galaxy like pretty much in limbo, right? So this was unexpected move for Suicide Squad, because the script for Suicide Squad 2 was it's like well received. The studio loved it, but they're bringing him on anyway.
Going in the trash. It's going in the trash. He's gonna write his own
Suicide Squad 3.
Yeah, Suicide. He's gonna write his own script. That script's going in the trash. We're never gonna see it.
Now, Disney's initial reason for the firing was more about brand protection. I agree with that. I agree. I can see that.
Want people boycotting them or coming out,
right?
Like, you know, we're not gonna
putting them in the negative light.
Yeah, so you told. That's why when they said that they had to.
Right.
They had to. They had no choice.
But couldn't they have suspended him or done something like that? They could have.
It would have came up later. The minute they put his face on something else, people would have came out and boycotted.
Now, Gunn's tweets, they were in bad taste. Mm-hmm. They were inappropriate. But his current behavior right now doesn't reflect the same as it did 10 years ago.
A long time ago, which is why everybody's been on his side with that.
Yeah, because I mean, like I said, 10 years ago, and he's nowhere near being that way now. Right. Especially, you know, having done 2 Guardians, and you know, all the ladies, all the girls that work with him, everybody love him.
Yeah.
So you know, anyway, so WB. They don't necessarily have to worry about his tweets as much as Disney does. Mm-hmm. Not that they disregard it as, you know, anything, but you know, they do have to take in account of his recent behavior, his recent tweets, his recent, you know, activity.
Like, it's just James Gunn. James Gunn being James Gunn, whatever.
But it helps that it was so long ago too.
Now, also too, I heard that he doesn't have a great relationship with Jared Leto. Like he, in one of those tweets from the past, he talked about how he posted something about that him and his friends were having a conversation about how much of a jerk Jared Leto was.
Oh, wow.
So how does that affect him being in an upcoming Suicide Squad movie? Would he retain him, or will we just move on with Joaquin Phoenix?
We probably, well, that's a good point. Because right now Joaquin's not part of the DCU.
He will be.
So I don't know, it all depends.
As well, he will be. You will be.
What they say is that Warner Brothers would probably have done the same thing as Disney does, but they have so
we didn't have to deal with it. We just get the leftovers.
Yeah, but you know, they have so much content that does not require any kind of restrictions more than what Disney does, because Disney has a lot of things that are geared towards family, so they don't really have any franchises or anything that kind of like WB has with. And WB's got, you know, the old school Batman, they got Lethal Weapon, they have all these other different, you know, titles and stuff, so they don't have to play it as safe.
Right.
Honestly, I really think that if Disney had that second division of movies geared for adults, that I don't think it would have been that big of a deal, but...
well, I mean, if they were to make a rated R movie, they wouldn't. But look at Jeepers Creepers 3.
Yeah, that was bad. That movie sucked, by the way. But anyway,
not the movie. What I mean was like the blowback from having some controversy behind the director.
Yeah, but that was horrible. I mean, that was actually.
Yes, no, I get it, but
that was actually actions versus words.
What I'm just saying, controversy.
Okay.
It's controversy. Or look at what was the one with Aliens?
Well, how about Kevin Spacey? Period.
There you go, Kevin Spacey, the Aliens movie that came out, and Jeepers Creepers 3. All the controversy behind them, and that's what the story. That's what the storylines were going into those releases of those films. Was the controversy, not the movie.
Do you think
movies all suck? But hey,
do you think that, I mean, given that he's already had experience with ensembles, do you think that he's a right fit for Suicide Squad 2?
Yes, I do. I absolutely believe it. I just hope he doesn't make Guardians 3.
Well, it's funny you say that because
the Suicide Squad of the Galaxy.
the what?
Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad of the Galaxy, man. That's what I'm feeling like. I think we're gonna get an 80s soundtrack. It's gonna be a lot of quips and jokes and stuff, and he's gonna make what's funny, he's gonna make the movie we thought we were gonna get in Suicide Squad 1.
Yeah, you're probably right. But remember, he still has Margot Robbie. Uh-huh. He still has Will Smith.
Yeah.
And Dave Bautista wants to be Bane.
That would be interesting.
He would jump the ship.
No, Tom Hardy's my Bane. He's in my heart.
Oh, but all right. So tell me what you think as far as the James Gunn hiring in the DC. All right, so it's Halloween. We're celebrating the Halloween month. We have some top 5s coming out related to horror. Aspen and I are actually working on a slasher talk thing.
Something.
So I threw it out there for a Twitter edition of Popculture Kumite regarding the horror movie. So here are the results from your voting. Paranormal Activity and Amityville Horror. Who do you think? Who do you win? Who do you think?
Paranormal Activity?
Yes.
Versus the first Amityville Horror?
Yes.
Paranormal Activity.
Amityville won.
What?
Halloween or Child's Play?
Slow as Amityville Horror?
Halloween or Child's Play?
Halloween.
Halloween won. That's right. Elm Street or Hellraiser?
Elm Street.
Elm Street won. That's correct. Exorcist or The Conjuring?
Exorcist is slow at the beginning.
Well, The Exorcist won.
Exorcist is so slow at the beginning.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Saw?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That's right. Okay,
like
Dead Silence or It?
Really? They got matched up together?
Yes.
Of course.
And Dead Silence won.
Are you kidding me?
Evil Dead or Demons?
Is it because it was too long of a movie?
I have no idea. It was only one vote.
Evil Dead.
Okay, Evil Dead, yes. Fight Night or Lost Boys? This one was the one where a lot of people were voting on this particular one.
I like them both, man. But I probably gotta go Lost Boys because it's a more enjoyable film.
Fright Night won.
It's scarier.
Shining or Silent Hill?
The Shining or the movie based on the video game?
Yeah.
Shining.
Okay, Shining won. Dawn of the Dead or Return of the Living Dead?
Dawn of the Dead's not the mall, is it?
Yes, but it's the remake. The one that Snyder did.
I'm gonna go Dawn of the Dead.
I'm gonna go Dawn of the Dead too, and it won anyway.
Okay.
American Werewolf in London or The Howling?
American Werewolf in London.
Yep, that one too. Friday the 13th Part 6 or Hatchet?
Oh my God, two bad movies.
Friday the 13th Part 6 was great. All right, well, Friday the 13th Part 6 won. Creepshow or Trick or Treat?
Creepshow.
Creepshow won, that's right. Jaws or The Blob?
Jaws.
Jaws won, that's right. Scream or Jeepers? First one.
Jeepers.
Scream won. The Fly or Reanimator?
Fly.
The Fly won, that is right.
Okay.
So those movies will actually be going into the second round, so I'll be posting those on Twitter to go to the next round. And be sure you guys get on Twitter and vote, and we'll have some results next week also.
Crazy.
Terrence, take us home.
All right. Another podcast, and I hope that you really love the podcast, that you're able to put up with our hiatuses. Hiatuses? Hiatus I?
And dropping all the freaking Batmans.
Yeah, it's like, oh, by the way, did you guys love this? Because I put it together all by myself. Me, and only me. But if this is the first time on your channel, make sure you, yes, I see you guys over there. I was the one to put it together. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe so that way you know about all the other videos that we do. And like you said, it's our horror month, so make sure you click on all the horror stuff that we put out.
All right, for Aspen, Aspen's in the back. We don't know where the hell he's at.
Yeah.
I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And we'll see you next time.
Yeah,
No.
like, get Tom Hanks in it.
It wasn't even
Tom Hanks makes a space movie good. Get Tom Hanks.
It wasn't even Gravity good.
Cut!
Aspen!
I'm not gonna put up that technical difficulty.